Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about how you can automatically qualify your leads using Zapier. Now this is a very useful automation to set up and will save you a lot of time, especially if you're running ads and you have a bunch of unqualified leads filling up your sales calendar every single day. Those are valuable spots which can be taken by actually qualified leads. The sooner you act on this, the better. So today this is one of these videos where I'm going to show you a live breakdown of how to actually build automation, and I'm going to be showing you every single step of the way so you guys can follow along and build this for your agency. If you don't know who I am, my name is Leo. I'm the owner of Fluxomate and AI automation agencies. We help agencies all around the world automate their systems using AI-powered automations. We release all this content for free so you guys can get started on your automation journey. But that's enough about me. Let's get into how to actually build out this automation. So this is a very brief overview of what we're going to be building out with the trigger and the different paths. But let me explain everything that's going to happen first. So we're going to use this to qualify calls, but in particular sales calls, right? So we're going to use Calendly for this example because that's the software you use. You can apply the very similar principles to whatever booking software you use. I'm sure you can just apply the same principles that we're going to apply here. But for this example, we're going to use a Calendly. We're going to have someone booking a YouTube test call. And our main goal right now is just to qualify the lead. So the qualification point for this example right now is going to be you have to be making more than 10K a month. So for example, if I'm a lead, right, I want to book a call with a YouTube test. I want to book a time. One of the questions is, what if your average monthly revenue? We're going to unqualify anyone that picks this or this and only allow people to book if 10K to 50K a month. Like I said, if you guys are running ads, I'm sure you're getting a bunch of unqualified leads booking your actual systems. This will help filter it through to keep your calendar as free as possible. So when someone sets up a call, that's going to be your trigger. However, we do need to filter it a bit more. As you know, there's a bunch of different types of calls, and we don't want any team calls, client calls, or personal calls to go through this automation. So if any of these calls come up, we're going to end the automation right there. However, if it's a sales calls, we're going to bring it back and continue the automation. From there, we're going to then create two different paths, whether the lead is qualified or the lead is not qualified. If it's qualified, it's going to go down the normal path of updating the CRM, sending an email, and alerting sales staff so they can actually prep for the meeting. If they're not qualified, so if they're making less than 10K a month, it's going to send a webhook to Calendly to cancel the meeting automatically, and then we're also going to send them an email kind of explaining why the meeting got cancelled, and also we can give them some free resources to kind of hold them on the journey. When they're at the point where they're making 10K a month and they're ready to work with you guys, you're the first person to kind of aim for. So that's a brief overview of what we're going to be building out. Like I said, guys, I'm going to be taking through this step by step. If you haven't already, make sure to drop a like, and let's get straight into how to actually build this bad boy. So this is kind of like a brief introduction of what I did. We're going to delete this and start completely from scratch. Cool, so the first thing we're going to do is start with a trigger. This is the start of any automation. For this particular trigger, we're going to start with a new invitee created in Calendly. Like I said, guys, if you don't use Calendly, you can use whatever software you use to catch into your booking. Zapier integrates with 5,000 different applications, so it's very easy to actually use this. Now, for event, we're obviously going to put invite created. Want to press continue, then you're going to link your Calendly account, and then we're going to find a record. So as you can see right here, I've booked in a meeting for myself, so we're going to continue with this record. The next step is to filter the type of call. We don't want us to activate for all of our calls. This trigger is very broad, so whatever call you have, this will trigger. So we need to filter it down to stop any other call apart from a sales call through continuing through this automation. So we're going to go to action, head over to filter, and we're going to choose the field. So for this, we're going to do event type name. So I'm going to go over here, contain. For this specific example, because the event is called YouTube test, I'm going to put it has to contain YouTube for it to actually go through. And we're going to put continue. I'm going to test that. Now the call I booked was a YouTube test, so if we retest it, it should work. Cool, perfect. Now you set up the filter so all these sales calls can kind of go through automation. Let's split it up into two different paths that the automation can take, whether the lead is qualified or not qualified. So we're going to go back to Zapier, and for action, we're going to choose paths. Now you do need a premium account for this, so if you're not having already, you can make the most of the free trial they have available. But this is one of the premium features. So right now we've got two paths, path A and path B. My path A is going to be where the lead is qualified, so if they're making more than 10K a month, and the path B is going to be where the lead is unqualified, so whether they're making less than 10K a month. So for path A, we're going to go to path rules. I'm going to only continue down this path if the answer to the question, we're going to put if the lead contains, and then we're going to put 50. And the reason I put 50 is because, as you can see, the way that we qualified is if it's 10K to 50K, and if that's the case, then the number 50 will be in the answer. Now for path B, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to open our path rules, go to the field, go to response to question 1, and here we're going to put contains 3. Once again, because on a booking link, the other two options, which would mean it's unqualified, are 0 to 3k and 3 to 10k. So if book contains 3, it will trigger for both of these options, but not this option. When I continue, I want to test that as always. So as you can see, this particular case would continue for that test. So now that we set up our different paths, let's go through the process of actually cancelling the unqualified meetings. And the way we're going to do this is by sending a webhook, but not directly through webhooks like Zapier. So what we've done here is format the UUID from Calendly, so we can separate that and send it within our webhook. So if you go to action, we put a scheduled event URL, we split the text and we use this as a separator, and we separate it as separate fields. And the key item we want is item 5. That's the UUID, which is basically the unique ID for that specific event within Calendly. Now we're going to add another step, and this we're going to use code by Zapier. And now for event, we're going to run Python. Now guys, don't worry, I've done all of the hard work for you guys. All you have to do is access the third link in the description to get access to this code right here. All you literally have to do is enter your API key here straight from Calendly or your personal access token, and just copy and paste this straight into the coding section. So we're going to copy this, enter it here, and what I'm going to do is replace this with my personal access token straight from Calendly. And for input data, we're going to go back up here. We're going to put event underscore ID, and for this we're going to run the data from the previous step to get that specific ID. I'm going to use output 5. Super simple, guys. So now we're going to press continue. I'm not going to test it yet because then it's going to delete the event, so I'm going to skip the test. Now usually I don't recommend doing this, as it gives you a good indication if it's working or not. Because I tested it right before the video, I'm not going to do it just yet. And now if we head back over to our plan, the last step of this whole thing to send a client an email. This email is going to be a very basic email, which is going to say, we're sorry, unfortunately you're not qualified to make it to the program, but please do check out all the free resources we have. And when you do get to the point when you're making over 10k a month, then make sure to book in. Luckily for you guys, this is also something I've kind of typed up for you within the YouTube template in the description. So all you have to do is copy and paste this. Obviously, feel free to change the wording a bit to kind of fit your brand a bit more. Head over back to Zapier, and then we're going to create another step to actually send the email. So we're going to use Gmail for this. Choose event. We're going to send the email. Connect your account. For 2, we're going to put the email straight from Calendly. From, we're going to put Fluxomate or whatever your account is. And here I'm going to put Leo Fluxomate. Subject is, I've got some bad news. I'm going to copy and paste the email we typed up for you guys right here. Only thing I'm going to change is the name. I'm going to add their name straight from Calendly once again. Cool. And obviously we'll add a signature as well. Now we can test this, but for now we're just going to skip it so you can actually see in action. Cool. So this is basically done now. Obviously, if you were building this properly, you'd also build out the qualifying step. So all of this stuff right here, such as updating the CRM, sending another email. But just to kind of save time and make this video as short as possible, we're just going to skip this bit. We're just going to add a random thing to send a Slack message to the team. And just like that, we set up this automation so that it will automatically qualify leads that are coming in and booking calls. Using the power of automation, a couple of filters, and some custom coding. Now, the only thing that's left to do is publish it and test it out. So let's hit publish. Now that it's live, I'm going to go to the booking page. I'm going to book as an unqualified lead, and it should be cancelled. But let's check it out. All right, cool. So now it's time to actually finally test it out. So we're going to book a random date, say 9:30 on the 15th, and we're going to put Leo. And for email, we're going to put fluxomate@gmail.com. Now we don't want this to qualify, so for month revenue, you can choose either of these two options, anything below 10k basically. But just for purposes of the video, I'll choose this one. And now we're going to schedule the event. So now if we go over to my email, any second now the actual event should start popping up. Now I should get 3 different emails. One confirming the event on my end, one cancelling the event, and then one telling me I've got the bad news. Everything's coming in now. So this is the original email with the new event. This is the email telling me the event has been cancelled. And this is the bad news email. As you can see, completely customized. Hi Leo, with the example links. And this is actually the cancelled event, and for the reason we put not qualified. And just like that, we've set up this automation which can automatically qualify the lead based on whatever kind of scenario or qualification metrics you have. This will allow you to keep your calendar clear and will save you so much time rather than having you or an assistant manually checking each lead and deleting them. Guys, I know this seems complicated, but honestly, it really isn't. All you have to do is check out the third link in the description. I've literally outlined the code. All you have to do is copy and paste it and open your personal access token straight from Calendly. If this is something you would use in your agency, drop a comment below. And if you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to ask it in the comments. We respond to every single comment. If this sounded interesting and you want to kind of get more of an insight on how different ways that you can use automation within your agency, there's two things that you can do. Firstly, check out the rest of the videos on our channel. We have a bunch of other videos exactly like this, showcasing the build out of different automations. But secondly, check out the first link in the description for access to an agency's guide to automation. This has 4 different tools you can use to actually automate your agency, and it's extremely valuable. It's completely free. We release all these videos and give out all these free resources with the aim of getting you guys started on your automation journey. So please do make the most of the tools we have available for you guys. That's it from me today. I hope this video was helpful. Make sure to subscribe and leave a like, and I'll see you in the next one.